I'm stoked that you guys are representing the United States as we continue to move forward in the world.
Just seeing how many working parts there are to this whole production and how serious it is, it's the real thing.
The first street event of 2020, because of the fires going on out there, they canceled the Street League event.
We know how many contests are left.
Yeah.
We don't know how many are going to get canceled. But what I did
the
hear
whole season's
is
like
the
crumbling.
Peru Bowl sunk into the ground.
We just got word that all this like coronavirus stuff is going on, so we have no idea what they're gonna do because we're supposed to have 4 more events before the Olympics.
It's gonna be interesting to see how those play out.
With Tokyo 2020 on hold, I know the big question is, what does that mean for the rest of the qualifying season?
Man, it's such a bummer, everything going on in the world right now, this virus and everything getting postponed. It's the right decision though. You gotta put everyone's health at first and just the health of the world in general. But now we got Olympics 2021. I'm gonna make sure I'm even more ready, more healthy. I'm still stoked and I'm still gonna be there. Let's get it.
The good news is the Olympics aren't canceled, they're just postponed. That allows us a whole nother year to get ready for skateboarding's Olympic debut in Tokyo.
My name's Mark Waters, and I am the men's team manager for USA Skateboarding. I've been involved in skateboarding for most of my life. I worked for magazines, team manager, brand manager, events, done a handful of things that kind of led to this. So the men's street team for USA Skateboarding is Nyjah Houston, Mario Mccoy, Deshaun Jordan, Jagger Eaton, and Jamie Foy. The USA Skateboarding men's park team for 2020 is made up of Heymana Reynolds, Corey Juno, Tom Shar, Tristan Rennie, Zion Wright, and Alex Sargente. That's the main USA Skateboarding team that we support. Our national team is chosen strictly by points. There's no hand selections or anything. Beyond the 11 men that are on the USA national team, there are a lot of people that are in this qualifying system, but because of points at the end of the season, they didn't make the team this year. Jake Alardi, who's actually number 2 in the US right now, and I think he's number 6 in the world or something. If the Olympics were tomorrow, he'd be representing us, in the Olympics.
Honestly, I look forward to like skating contests in general. Like I'm competitive as fuck, so I enjoy going out there and competing.
It's hard to say anything new about Nyjah Houston. I coincidentally worked at S when he sent his first video to Bob Burnquist, who was kind of what brought him into the fold there. I've known him since he was a very young skateboarder.
Being a part of the USA team, man, it means a lot. It means a lot for me to just be representing my country in general. It's the first time in skateboarding we get to do that. It adds another cool aspect to it, and I feel like it only makes you want to go out there and skate even harder than you have before, representing your country as well.
He's a powerhouse. Obviously at contest skateboarding, there's no one better in the world right now than him, and he seems to be head and shoulders above the rest right now. Now, that said, still skateboarding, it's still human, and anyone can be beat on any given day.
What's up? You want to answer a question or what? Huh? All right, come here. There you go. All right.
Mario Mccoy, he's been kind of a surprise, I think, to some people. Watching his skateboarding, it shouldn't be a surprise to anybody. Super powerful, has his own way of doing tricks. I actually just saw a clip of a huge frontside flip up this wheelchair ramp and over the bar. Respectful guy, comes from Pennsylvania, so just a good guy to be around. He's always fun.
So I got into skateboarding because of my brother Dante. He was like, look, I got this new thing I've been doing. Come outside, try skating with me. This shit is fun, man. Ever since I first stepped on a skateboard, I know it's cliche, but I fell in love with it.
Some hot shit right there.
To think about me being able to skateboard for a living and to have my name on a board and, to be on the U.S. national team for the thing that I love, I always hoped for things like this, but I can't say that I ever fully pictured them happening. It's pretty cool to say that some of my dreams did come true and this is the shit that I was a kid thinking about, and it it's here.
Jamie Foy, been around a couple years, Skater of the Year. It seems almost counterintuitive that somebody riding for Death Wish would be chasing the Olympic thing, but Jamie's a pure professional on and off the skateboard, obviously an amazing talent.
Skateboarding's changed my life in so many ways. I could be here sitting for hours talking about that. My sister had a skateboard, and I saw my neighbors outside skating, and I just went and grabbed it and wanted to go do it with them. I saw it, I thought it looked so awesome, and I just wanted to do it, and I've never stopped since.
Deshaun Jordan just turned pro. I think as he gains more confidence, he's somebody that I kind of expect to be on that final team, make that final cut.
I literally got into skateboarding with no expectations and no knowledge of it being able to be a career I could travel off of it. I just started doing it because I really love to do it. And as I started doing it more and more and skating contests and stuff, more opportunities came up, and that's kind of when I started to discover that it was actually something that I could potentially do and be able to, eat off of it. Yeah, I always trip to this day, and I'm just like, dang, I can't believe, who would have thought I would be a professional skateboarder?
Honestly, all these guys have their things to like about them. Jagger Eaton, he just turned 19, I think. He's definitely got that little bit of a chip on his shoulder, and it's driving how good he is right now. When you watch his skateboarding, it's hard to rule him out. The other thing about Jagger, and this is something we kind of recommended against, but he's doing park and street, and he is the only skater from anywhere in the world that's doing both in the Olympic qualifying system.
Competing both park and street is pretty tough. It's especially hard when everybody tells you it's impossible. Everybody's kind of been saying that, dude, this is so new for you, you should just do one, but it's I've competed both my whole life. I skated everything, and I felt pride in skating everything because I was pumped that I actually did that. So I figured in this process, why would I not try and do that? It's not like I'm trying to do it just to make it in one. I'm trying to do it to make it in both. It's not my intention just to have a fallback. It's my intention to make both, and that's what I want to do.
That leads us into the park team. I'm not supposed to have any favorites. Usually my favorite is whoever's in the bowl. The person I think of first is Corey Juneau. The style that he skates with, the lazy arms, the way he kind of drops in, not always knowing exactly what he's going to do. Those are all sort of things that I've always loved about skateboarding. Hey, Mono Reynolds, the flying Hawaiian. I think that timing was perfect for him this year as he came up. He does kind of everything to the max, great style, and he's currently #1 in the world, and it's kind of hard to argue with that.
What I do is I like to collect film cameras, and back at home I covered my entire walls and ceilings and stuff with film photos, so I tried to start that here. I have just a lot of my good friends and just fun adventures and stuff like that, and I just like to capture it. I grew up on the North Shore until I was 10, so the North Shore is the surfing capital of the world, you know what I mean? And my dad was a surfer as well, and when I kind of started growing 5, 6, 7, I was like, I don't know about surfing, it's cold, it's windy, this and that, and my dad was like, here, try this. So he introduced me to skateboarding, and I was like, I love this, I love it, I want to stick with it.
Hi, my name is Mono Reynolds. I'm 8 years old and I love skateboarding.
He took me to skate park every day, after school, before school, all day on weekends, yeah. So this is my U.S. national team board. I'm super stoked on this. I mean, it's crazy, to have USA skateboarding just plaqued on my freaking wall. It's I never ever would have thought this would happen. It's crazy. I'm stoked, man.
When Tom Shara drops in, he skates big with confidence. I've watched him come up from being a little kid. Obviously, we've seen what he can do on the mega ramp. He takes that same approach where everything's, doing everything all the way. When Zion's in the bowl, the way that kid from Florida learned how to skate like he does, kind of mind-blowing.
I wouldn't have picked up a skateboard if it wasn't for my brother. Getting a skateboard for Christmas one year, I was kind of bummed out that I didn't get one. So the next year I got a skateboard. After that, it was just all up from there. Getting in the streets, jumping off of stuff, and then, it was kind of a switch to, okay, let's move on to the transition stuff, see what I could do on that, and then, it kind of just went from there. Honestly, my big transition influence in my life came from Alex Urgente, because he would come to the skate park and cruise and skate and just be firing it up, like doing big airs and stuff, like grinds, and I'll just be like, damn, like that's it. So I felt like that's really what got my spark into like, okay, like let's transition.
I'm gone, baby.
Sargente, I swear he could win any contest that he wants too if he just put it all together.
Whoa, yeah!
We all grew up skating with each other since we were like 13 at like the AM combi contest and stuff. So we've known each other forever.
Tristan's just a powerhouse. He's an amazing skateboarder in backyard pools. That guy can skate the worst transitions and still go high. When he skates something with good transitions, it's like cutting off the chains. Just had a daughter, so he's super motivated right now.
We were down the street from her family house on Valentine's Day skating a little mini ramp, and her water broke while she was pumping back and forth. Her water broke on a skateboard. It's life-changing for sure. It's super crazy just getting used to it, like not sleeping, and that's a lot. Luckily, there's not a whole lot of contests going on right now, so I'm able to just kind of like stay home and help out with the baby, but it definitely added pressure and then, yeah, more motivation for sure.
With the COVID-19 situation, there's been a ton of change since we last talked. Literally, we had our Monday meeting, and basically everything that we had worked on didn't really matter anymore because it was like planning for Vegas and making sure people were registered to skate, and then dealing with travel for Lima and making sure we're all set up for that. So.
On one hand, it sucks, but on the other hand, we're dealing with something that's much bigger than skateboarding. If you can pull off staying at home for 3 weeks, we can make a big difference for the world.
What up, guys? Himana here. I hope everybody out there is staying safe and staying positive right now. With the Olympics being 2021 now, I'll be doing most of my training here at home. I'll be skating at home, working out, stretching, eating healthy, staying healthy, just keeping my mind strong. Now that it's in 2021, we just have more time to practice, more time to train. It's gonna be great.